What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tech Tuesday.
You guys remember last Christmas? It was a while ago, but do you remember when you pulled the wrapping paper off your brand new current gen console, plugged the power into the wall and plugged the HDMI into your TV, popped in your brand new AAA game, and then had your whole day ruined when you couldn't get onto Xbox Live or PSN?
Yeah, of course you do, because that was the day that hacker group Lizard Squad put themselves on every gamer's shit list thanks to a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS attack, that crippled both PSN and Xbox Live servers, and forced console gamers worldwide to simply watch TV or go outside or read a book or actually spend time with their families. It was terrible. Oh, Christmas with your family? Ugh.
So the DDoS attack was carried out thanks to a paid service offered by Lizard Squad called Lizard Stressor, which takes control of home internet routers that still have the default factory username and password, you should change, and then has those routers both overwhelm the target site with traffic and also seek out other unprotected routers to make them do the same thing. It's basically a virus.
Yeah, the Christmas Day attacks were basically a big advertisement from Lizard Squad for their Lizard Stressor service, letting people know that, hey, all you gotta do is hand over some bitcoins to us and point us towards a site you don't like and we'll fuck their shit up. Hell, we won't actually do shit. Our code and a bunch of unsuspecting home routers will do all the work, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a service.
Yeah.
They just put the gears in place.
They facilitated it.
Yeah, so since then, people who always wanted to take down a website but didn't know how have paid Lizard Squad using their Lizard Stressor service to do it for them. And now 6 such individuals have been arrested in the UK for using Lizard Stressor in a national crime agency operation called Operation Vivarium.
Ooh, sounds sinister. It's important to note that the 6 who were arrested, all between 15 and 18 years old,
Shocking,
aren't actual members of Lizard Squad, but they did use Lizard Squad's tools to launch DDoS attacks. Now, the NCA also says that they have the addresses of about 50 other registered Lizard Stressor users, and even if those people never actually use the service, the NCA will be paying them a visit to basically say, we've got our eye on you, you little shit, piece of shit stain.
You wee little shit stain. We found your address. That's not even English. God damn it. Actual Lizard Squad, for their part, not the people they're arresting, isn't taking this lying down though, tweeting, UK internet police are the biggest jokes. Because of these raids, we're tempted to just set up a free version of Lizard Stressor to piss them off. Due to the recent raids, we're gonna start operations back up again. Expect more soon.
And sure enough, early Tuesday morning, the NCA's website, nationalcrimeagency.gov.uk, was taken down by a DDoS attack for over 2 hours. So, this isn't the end for Lizard Squad, but also certainly isn't the end for the NCA's crusade to take them down.
Yeah, they kind of kicked a hornet's nest there.
Yeah, I feel like they did.
So,
Whatever.
It's interesting that it's all happening in the UK. Like, there hasn't really been any big arrests here in the US, but these fucking English kids, fucking rains 300 days out of the year, can't do anything.
The US loves it because when they DDoS a website, the website has to buy more server space and security for their website, so it's like this they're actually doing capitalism's work for themselves over here in the US. Like, oh, they ruined that, so they have to spend more to not let that happen again. That's why the US is just like,
conspiracy.
I don't know, we can't figure it out.
But anyway, moving on from DDoS hacking, which isn't real hacking, to actual hacking, we've got a few follow-up footnotes to last week's Tech Tuesday story about the big Ashley Madison hack that exposed a bunch of private user data from the infidelity dating service, as well as mountains of internal communications between Ashley Madison employees.
Noel Bitterman, or Biterman, or Spider-Man, CEO of Ashley Madison's parent company, Avid Life Media, has resigned. And not only that, but according to a bunch of leaked emails, Biterman was engaging in a bunch of affairs on his own, despite previously stating that he was perfectly happy with his wife and kids and would never personally cheat. So, shocker, the CEO of a site where dudes try to cheat on their wives was cheating on his wife.
Oh wow. Not only that, but he and his fellow execs were apparently working on a new app called What's Your Wife Worth?, which would allow men to rate each other's wives on a scale of 1 to 10 and also attach a dollar amount to them. Classy.
And then also, as we said last week, the site was basically a giant sausage fest full of men and very few actual women, with thousands of female bots inhabiting the site trying to trick men into paying for credits.
Gizmodo went through all the leaked data and determined that the number of female bots, or engagers as they were referred to internally, was at least 70,000, and they actually had a pretty complex system in place to make sure that the bots messaged men often, but didn't bombard them or all send the same messages at the same time.
They put way more research into that than anything else. At one point back in 2011, Ashley Madison actually turned off bots in Canada for about a year and saw a pretty big nosedive in profits in the ballpark of around $20,000 to $50,000 a week. So the bots were definitely a big moneymaker for them, despite being shady and dishonest. But it's hard to feel bad about users getting cheated when they were themselves trying to cheat, so it's just a big
circle of everyone fucking each other in the ass and cheating. So they also found out that out of all categories of users, women, gay, and lesbian users actually had the most success on the site thanks to Ashley Madison's bot developers not really giving a single shit about those users and not creating any homosexual or straight male bots.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. Sounds pretty bad for Ashley Madison, right? Well, not according to Ashley Madison, who said in a press release that they are still growing and that in the past week alone, hundreds of thousands of new users have signed up for the Ashley Madison platform, including 87,596 real women.
Yeah, they also refuted all of Gizmodo's claims about the bots, but rather than provide any evidence about any of this that they're saying, they just said, we invite everyone to visit our website or our app and make up their own mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so okay. Sounds like they're doing great.
But moving on to apps that are mostly inhabited by real human beings, Instagram just said fuck it to one of the most fundamental aspects of their photo sharing app. Since its launch, Instagram photos were forced to be square, a throwback to the instant film cameras of the past like Polaroid, which all took square photos.
Yeah, of course, that didn't stop people from downloading third-party apps to add borders around their portrait or landscape photos to make them fit inside the square, so
I just screen cap it and crop it.
So finally, Instagram has given in and photos and video added to the site no longer need to fit inside their old square template.
Now, while fans of Instagram's old retro approach might be disappointed by this news, Instagram really stopped being a retro camera simulator when they added a shitload of editing tools a couple years back, basically giving users the same amount of post-processing options as any other photo editor, plus videos.
Like it stopped being original Instagram once they added that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, so I can just
Bring back the old Instagram.
I can just adjust like everything after the fact.
It's just a social media site.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I liked the aesthetic originally though, although it got out of hand.
That was back when it was head-to-head between Instagram and Hipstagram.
Oh yeah. Whatever happened to them?
Well,
whatever. Speaking of other tech news that isn't really a big deal at all, Google just changed their logo, and it's actually the most drastic change they've made to their logo since the beginning, marking the first time that they switched from a serif font to a sans serif font.
What the fuck are serifs, you ask? They're those lines sticking out of the letters that generally convey a fancier, less modern vibe.
Yes.
Here's an example. Times New Roman is serif, Arial is sans serif. So since Google's current aesthetic is very clean, modern, and colorful, switching to a clean, modern serif font makes complete sense.
Yeah, I think it looks great. They also unveiled a smaller single-letter Google logo in the form of a capital G segmented into blue, red, yellow, and green, their signature colors. That capital G minus the colors is also starting to pop up in all of Google's app icons, replacing the lowercase serif font G in apps like Google+, Maps, News, and Translate, and probably a lot more to come.
Yeah. But in actual important Google news, iPhone users will now have a lot more options for wearables than just that silly Apple Watch. Look, he's dancing.
I love that Mickey Mouse.
Because the next generation of Android Wear watches will support iOS.
This is great.
Yep.
Even though I don't have an iPhone, this is great for all of you people that do. You're not trapped anymore, or at least not fully. So it'll only be available for iPhones running iOS 8.2 and up, so iPhone 5 and onwards. And the only Android Wear watch currently on the market to have iOS support is the LG Watch Urbane, which came out back in May and is the latest Android watch to come out.
Yeah, well, they have a whole slew of them.
Yeah, they're
leaked pictures and everything. So the possibility of Android Wear working with iOS was revealed somewhat on accident by Chinese hardware maker Huawei in an Amazon listing last week. But it looks like it wasn't a huge leak after all because Google has already rolled out an Android Wear app on the iOS store, so...
Yeah, so they were good to go. No, you can't surprise Google.
Yeah.
So again, it currently only works with the LG Watch Urbane, but there's plenty more Android Wear watches coming out in the coming months. So if you're an iPhone user who thinks the Apple Watch is absurdly expensive despite having almost the exact same feature set as most Android watches, you're in luck, baby.
Oh, the Urbane's kind of expensive. It's gonna price drop because another one's coming out, but it's...
Well, once the new Moto 360 comes out.
Yeah, it's all gonna even out very shortly, just like the iPhone and other phones. They reached a plateau. But in other good news for consumers, Amazon Prime just made streaming TV and movies available offline, which is a fucking game changer and a huge huge challenge to Netflix streaming video supremacy, and I'm so happy they did it
Yeah.
because I want everyone to follow suit.
This means that the next time that you're on an airplane or a subway or you just don't want to run up your data streaming video over 4G, you can download stuff to watch ahead of time and have it stored on your phone or tablet to watch later.
Yeah, this basically makes digital rentals from Amazon pointless if you have a Prime account, since for under $10 a month, you can download as many Amazon videos as you want directly to your device if they're available on Prime Video.
Right. We travel a lot, and we spend a lot of time in airports, on planes, and in hotel rooms, all of which can have, and usually do have, absolute shit internet that prevents video streaming. So this is definitely something that we'll be trying out. Your move, Netflix.
Yeah, seriously, Narcos came out Friday. I wish I could have watched it over the weekend on the plane and flights and all
Well,
that.
every time I go on a plane and I actually want to see something, I have to do a video rental for like $4 from like iTunes or Google Play or whatever.
And it's always like last minute, so like I'm in the airport trying to download
Like,
it on
oh,
airport
come on.
Wi-Fi. Like, God, get on this plane in like 10 minutes. Anyways, finally, as proof that two-wheeled personal transportation devices are evil and part of a Skynet-like master plan by the machines to take over the world, here's a video. It was so good last week. Here's a video of Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, being attacked by a rogue Segway after winning at the 200-meter event at the World Athletics Championships in Beijing.
Almost had his career ended right
I know,
there.
career ender by robots.
Just the thing, it just took off with
Yeah.
like a mind of its own.
No, it didn't. He hit something. He hit something.
Well, we'll never know the real explanation.
No, we do. The guy was driving
The
it.
scooter
And he wasn't
took
paying
off.
attention.
The scooter, his protocols were overridden by Skynet. It was like, take out his ankles.
No.
Take out Usain Bolt's ankles. He's gonna be too powerful once we do the man-machine war. He's just gonna run away too fast. So take out his ankles.
That's not what happened at all.
That's what happened.
The stupid guy operating the camera wasn't paying attention and hit something.
Usain Bolt's supposed to win the next Olympics, and they sent back a machine back in time,
Back in time, yeah.
to cripple his legs.
All right, guys, check out our new episodes. We have a new podcast with Ed Skrine from Transporter Refueled and Deadpool, and we also have a news dump where we went to the Playboy Mansion, so you're gonna want to see that.
Yeah,
Bye.
you will.